Hi guys, this is Mr. Cthulhu, and today I'm going to be doing a sort of different video. In fact, it's not a stream like I usually do, it's just a video. I decided just to do this just to try out because I won't be completely changing my channel from here. I just decided to give it a shot. So yeah, today on Terraria I'm going to be building an aquarium. In case you're wondering why, on the Terraria subreddit every other week they have a building competition, and next week's theme is an aquarium, and I decided to compete this time, which I haven't done before. I did it last time they had one, but I forgot to submit my submission and it wasn't very good anyways, so there's that. So yeah, so as you can see here, what I started with is I started by finding an area to build this aquarium. I was going for sort of like a deep sea kind of aquarium, so I thought that the snow biome would be a great place to build this. I just found an area, dug out a square, and then I started going for it. I would obviously want a blue background because often water appears as blue, and decided to go for a dark blue background as I'm going for that, as I'm doing a deep sea build, and so I decided to use offline sapphire gemspark block walls. That's quite the mouthful, isn't it? Well, that's what I used. Later in this video you'll see I kind of experiment with paint a little bit, but in the end I decided to just keep it the way it is. So now I'm done with the walls here. As you can see, like as I said earlier, yeah, here I'm going to mess around with some paint a little bit, and I eventually decide that I like it the way it is. I decided to make the floor out of sand, although because I'm going for a sort of deep sea look, this normal yellow sand just doesn't look quite right. So later here I will paint it gray. I also do some hammering to it. See, as you can see here, I am painting the sand gray. Now that I'm done with the sand here, I decided that I wanted to add some lava vents, because as I have said several times throughout this video, and have yet to say several times throughout this video, I'm going for a sort of deep sea look, and sometimes there are lava vents in the deep sea. You might have noticed that I kind of stopped there. That's because this is actually a cut between two separate recordings that had to kind of be done, because, you know, I can't just do it all in one sitting, and there are some people who might have the time to, and I do really, but the way that all the timings worked out, I just ended up having to pause, so yeah, there's that. So here I decide to make the lava vent out of hardened sandstone. Sorry, it's just sandstone. Sorry, I can't speak. I just made it out of hardened sand. That's what I made it out of. Yeah. And here I'm actuating the inside of it to give it more of a 3D look. I also paint this gray here too. As you can see here, I'm messing around with white paint, but I eventually decided to just settle on gray. I'm hammering some of that. I eventually decided that I like to have all the blocks hammered. Here I'm doing everything I did before, just in a different sort of shape. And again, I'm doing the same thing with this lava vent, although I'm trying to give it a different sort of shape, but again, I'm doing mostly the same things. now that I'm done with the lava vents, I decide to work on some bubble shapes, some bubbles of air coming out of those, and I experiment around with many different shapes of them, as you can see here, but I eventually settle with a sort of diamond shape. I made the bubbles out of glass, in case you're wondering. Next, I decided to try and make some coral. Again, like the bubbles, I experiment with many different shapes, and I eventually settle on this sort of spiky look. And then I also sorry, I can't talk today. I also try adding more coral to other lava vents, and it turns out pretty good. I paint them all different colors. As you can see, I kind of got snagged by a worm thing there. You might be wondering what that is. Honestly, I wonder what that is too. I have no idea. It just snagged me and it didn't disappear. So here I'm going for a different kind of coral shape. And I'm painting these. These are made of hardened sand, if I remember correctly. And I'm painting these with many different paints. I don't remember exactly the paints I used, but it doesn't really matter. Next, I wanted to add some fish to this aquarium, as it is an aquarium after all, no matter what kind of aquarium it is. So, at first I tried going for a sort of anglerfish, but I eventually settled for this sort of eel style thing. Here I just actuate this to give it a deeper color. Now that I'm done with that, I decided I was gonna try and build some jellyfish. Fortunately for me, jellyfish has a very simple shape, so I was able to make those relatively easily. I decided to make them out of gemspark blocks because A, those are very colored, and B, because they glow, which I was looking for that. And again, I actuate the jellyfish. Now that I've done the final jellyfish, I start to think about what else I can add to this. I eventually decide I would like to add a school of smaller fish with less detail. I experiment around with many shapes here and eventually settle on a sort of cross shape. I then paint them and actuate them, just like everything else in this build. Not everything, a lot of other things in this build. And as you can see, the build is now complete. This is my first time doing this kind of video, and pretty much my first time doing this kind of build as well. So if you have any suggestions for what to add to this video, please put it in the comments. I would greatly appreciate it. I know this video might not be of the best quality, but I feel that the build itself is pretty good. Now, for this last part of the video, I just explore around with many different levels of light.